Greetings and salutations. How's it going? Why am I thought I would do this facing the light because it would look better, but now I have to look up into the light. And it's challenging. I've moisturized. So my face is a little oily now. Sorry, but this is what keeps me youthful. As well as wearing goofy looking hats. It's chilly in here, and this is how I'm looking. Okay? Alrighty. I'm not on stage right now. So what's the deal? Oh yeah, I'm so excited. Yesterday I heard news from the Loving More organization confirming that I will be a presenter at the 15th annual Poly Living Conference. See the camera jiggling? That's because I'm using my lithium hand. Both my hands are lithiums, but let me put it on my elbow. Here we go. Yeah, so here we go. Oh, hi, how are you? How's it going? Yeah, so for several, I won't say I always, I pretty much almost always present at the Poly Living Conference, which is in Philadelphia. Poly for polyamorous, meaning many loves, meaning we are people who have committed relationships that are open. Or years ago, I used to say I have, different relationships on varying levels of commitment. I forget how I used to say it, but also relationship choice. We promote that. And so the Loving More organization itself is in Loveland, Colorado, and they have events throughout the nation, including the Rocky Mountain Poly Living Conference, which happens every April, and at which I presented this past April. It was lovely. And so this year I'll be presenting in 2020, February 7th through 9th, 2020, the Poly Living Conference in Philadelphia, which will be the 15th annual one. So my workshop will be called Mental Health Issues and Maintaining Poly Relationships. So I'm a little bit nervous for several reasons. One, because a friend of mine may attend, a sweetie, I should say, may attend, and I don't think he's ever seen me present a workshop, so I'm a little nervous about that, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Two, it's a new workshop, just as the one I did in April, coming out, a social action and spiritual practice, a spiritual practice and social action. That's what I did in Colorado in April. And another reason that I'll be nervous is why will I be nervous? It's because I think it's going to be well attended. Because who's not dealing with mental health issues either in their own life or in the life of their loved one or their loved one's partner or something? So I'm already writing it. It's so interesting how it works. This is why you need like an energy exchange kind of thing. If not payment, then some kind of commitment, something. When you're doing something, you need something on the other side. Like the artist needs the audience member, like the speaker needs the listener and so forth. Because prior to receiving the acceptance, I didn't build the workshop. I just sent a few different proposals for a few different workshops, some of which I had already done and some of which were new. And so I just wrote a bare sort of write up about it. But as soon as I got the acceptance, I immediately started working on ideas. And the very first idea I had, which is that, in the poly world, one of the things that we're always harping on is self-care. That's one of the best things. If you're having mental health issues or someone you love and or in a relationship and or are in a relationship with, taking care of yourself is so important, not just your own personal mental health, but also your boundaries. Also getting to know who you are and things like that. All the things that we as poly folk really need, we work on a lot in our lives. It's essential. And then the second thing I thought of was, I forget, but I think it may have had to do with counseling. Like, when is it time to start talking about incorporating psychiatric support or psychotherapy as a couple or as a triad? And I'll be sharing some of my experience with couples therapy. I'm very excited about it. I have several months to prepare. I've already heard from one person in the poly community, from the Loving More community, who has said, what a great topic. So I'm pretty sure that person will either be in attendance or I just think that it's going to be well attended. And I'm very grateful for that opportunity. And I'll let you in on a little secret. This is something that I learned from the poly meetups. Not poly meetups. It was something that there's the poly scene in New York City. When I dated somebody who lived there, and we would go regularly to those get-togethers, which was a poly discussion and stuff like that. I learned from there that what makes a really good workshop is audience interaction, not necessarily with each other, but just being able to speak. So that's something I learned a long time ago. So as long as I can get these folks to talking, everybody will be happy. So that's my goal. It's also interesting because most people, everybody has their own unique experience of love and relationship. I always like to say there are as many ways to do poly as there are fingerprints, thumbprints, ear shapes. Everybody has a completely unique experience and preference and boundaries and choices and all of these things. We're all different. Just because we're poly doesn't mean that any two relationships are going to look the same at all, ever. And that's why all the more reason to hear folks talking about their experience, and why they're here and how mental health issues have touched their lives or that of someone they love. And I'm extremely excited about it, as this was something that I wanted to close out. I'll let you in on another little secret. February 7th is my birthday, and because the Poly Living Conference in Philadelphia happens the same time every year, it very often does fall on my birthday. So again, in 2020, it'll be February 7th through 9th. It's always on a Friday through Sunday. I already have plans for the 6th and the 7th, and I'm hoping I'll get to do my workshop on Saturday the 8th. But I'm fine with doing it on the 9th, and I'm really excited about it. Anyway, more information about the Poly Living Conference and the Loving More organization, visit www.lovemore.com. It's just that simple. Thank you so much for listening. Make yourself a beautiful day, and I'll be back soon. Bye.